Holy crap, Minecraft Steve is officially in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So what's up everyone, Andre here, along with Ash Paulson, Tom Arnold, as well as Trish, whose last name I don't know how to pronounce, so we're going to continue on to discuss the inclusion of this brand new character, which is something that I think we're all surprised by. None of us mentioned this in our predictions yesterday. Of course, Minecraft Steve has been, people have speculated about his possible inclusion for a while, but this, for me, felt like a complete blindside. Did not see this coming. So, we of course already had a live stream reaction, but now we're back with more of the crew, including Trish, who actually does play Minecraft a bit, quite a bit more than the rest of us, to give our final, or our current impressions of the character before the follow-up presentation on Saturday, in which we'll find out even more about Minecraft Steve. So, Trish, let's go and start off with you, since you weren't in our reaction. What are your thoughts about this character?
I guess first off, I was right with the predictions that it was going to be something revealed at E3 that would have been broken everything even more. Because I can only imagine how broken the internet would have been if this was revealed back at E3.
Because Twitter totally broke after this announcement.
Right.
Even Sakurai tweeted that Twitter he broke Twitter.
Amazing. So great.
That's awesome.
But this definitely surprised me because Minecraft Steve is always someone that kind of comes up almost as a joke with a lot of Smash speculation. There's always been people that legitimately wanted him, and I've always understood why, because, I mean, Minecraft is one of, if not the best-selling game of all time. Right. It absolutely makes sense. But there's never been enough people taking it seriously that I legitimately fully considered it.
Right.
It's not that I never wanted it, I just never really put the thought in that, this could really happen. And so I was genuinely shocked. And it was funny, because as soon as Mario gets launched into, just the black space of nothing, or the dark cave, I heard it was specifically the skeleton sounds. And I looked at my fiance and I was like, this is either Minecraft or, for some reason, like the skeletal enemies in Zelda. And then I heard a couple of the other enemies, I'm like, oh god, it's Minecraft.
Wow. Yeah, well, you picked up on it early. Ash picked up on something else earlier or around then.
Yeah. So that's the part that broke me, you guys. I want to preface this. I did not expect Sora or predict Sora today at all. He's my most wanted at this point. He's my last remaining dream character, but I did not think he would happen today. But when Mario was blasted into the darkness, the first thing I could think of were Heartless. I was like, oh my god, is this maybe happening? Are we going to see, the little yellow beady eyes of the Shadow Heartless, oh, this could happen? And then it was Steve. And I'm like, look, I'm not a Minecraft fan. I'm really happy for the Steve fans, and I think I would have been even happier if I hadn't been given hope at that last second. Right. I was like, oh my god, Heartless, but alas, it was not, and we got Steve, and he deserves to be here. Minecraft does deserve to be repped in Smash, obviously as the best-selling game of all time, but I would be lying if I said that I was, hyped for Steve myself. I'm not, but I love new Smash content in general, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he's all about.
I did pick up on the fact that I was pretty sure it was going to be a third-party character, but it seemed like they were focusing on a lot of third parties. It could have been the DLC too, right. I suppose, but I felt like there was a heavy emphasis on third parties.
There was definitely the focus on Mario and Sonic at first, and
exactly.
which actually made me think, oh, is it actually going to be Crash? But no, it wasn't.
Right.
As soon as I saw those blocks, the outline of them, the silhouette in the darkness, I'm like, that's either Mario 1 blocks 3D or Minecraft. Right. So I caught on fairly early, and the eyes glowing. I'm like, that reminds me of a creeper or something. But I'm all for it. I'm all for an oddball character. If it turned, that's how Steve turns out to be. I love seeing those ones. Give me the WTF character anytime.
Exactly. Those are my favorite. I've said, the WTFs are great. Wii Fit Trainer was, I thought, a fun inclusion. And what's great about Steve is he's a builder character. You can build these structures, these simple structures like stacks of bricks or rows of bricks. But that's, that is something that you can, in the trailer they showed it being used in conjunction with other Steves to create almost like a bit like a pseudo house immediately in the playing field, which is fun. So myself, I played a few hours of Minecraft, but I couldn't quite get into it. But with that said, I really had a ball watching this trailer. Just seeing what they're doing with the character, it seems like it's going to be a fun inclusion. And even if I'm not a Steve fan myself, I think Steve's going to be fun to play as. So I'm hyped, not for Steve, but I'm hyped for a new Smash character. And it seems like they're and it's. I said during the stream, our live reaction, that if you're gonna add Minecraft, you gotta go big. And they did it big. They did it right. There's multiple. Alex is here too. There's multiple skins. And there's a whole stage, of course, as well. So I'm excited to try everything out. But for you, Trish, as one who actually has played a fair amount of Minecraft, I guess first of all, how true to the character, like, is this what you have imagined for a moveset for Steve? And what do you think of what we saw of the gameplay itself?
So, the main thing when it came to Minecraft to me was always, I always felt if it ever got in, it would be in the form of a stage. So my first focus was, what would the stage look like? And the fact that it almost reminds me of Mario Maker.
Yeah.
Where it looks like it's generated basically when the stage starts up. They have the different biomes of Minecraft. They have a bunch of different things in the background, whether it's the different, like the villagers, the cows. But it definitely looks like it captures that Minecraft feel really nicely, the stage. And I'm really surprised at how well they did that for the character as well. It looks like you can upgrade the different weapons from like wood to stone to, I think you even see like them running around with a diamond sword at one point. So they definitely managed to incorporate the crafting system, which I'm actually kind of surprised by, but I shouldn't be, because they've been really good about that for DLC characters. They're really making a unique system for them and a unique mechanic that we haven't seen before. And this totally fit the bill for that.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things where, I mean, even though we've gotten used to seeing completely unique mechanics for, DLC characters and such, as I rewatch this trailer, this is something I literally can't reckon with in my head. I'm like, how is this going to work? Like, how is this building mechanic actually going to work in the context of Smash and not just totally break it in weird ways? And I'm really excited about that aspect, just to see, Sakurai's crazy, man. He's crazy. I love this man, and I cannot fathom how he got crafting to work in the context of a fighting game, but I can't wait to see.
Right.
Can you imagine if he just, it's like, let's say it's the end of the match, you're up by one, and maybe you like have a ton of damage, and you just build a little shelter to hide it from other people, or like just about to fall off the edge, like just build something so you don't die.
I think it's really cool how they're incorporating the crafting idea here and being able to create like these simple, like I said earlier, like we've only seen them really create like rows of blocks, but it actually reminded me, Tom, specifically of something from Bomb Chicken, where you can create like this row of bombs right underneath you, propel yourself upward.
Yes.
Just create like a wall anywhere seemingly. I wonder what the limit is on that. Like, is it? We saw at least 4 bricks in the trailer, but I wonder like what the cap is and how long to stick around for.
Right.
Could the sky?
Because there has to be a practical limit on that. Like that's I really wonder how they're going to balance that. And I mean, we don't have to wait long to find out. It's odd. I mean, 2 days from now on a Saturday, we're getting this presentation, which is interesting.
It lines up with Minecraft Live, I think is what it is. Like the big Minecraft conference. This is like right before it, I think.
Good timing.
Oh, well, there you go. That makes sense then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which makes it even funnier why nobody saw this coming, when that's like one of the biggest hints somebody could have had. But
well, I think also the other thing though is that Crash Bandicoot 4 comes out tomorrow, and I think that was the other big fake out. It's not even an intentional fake out, but just there was the distraction. It could have been Crash Bandicoot.
Exactly.
That would have made sense too. So wow, what a crazy ride this has been today.
In regards to specifically like the limit on the bricks, I almost feel like they'll cap it at 5. But my curiosity is how they'll actually function. Like, can other fighters break them? Like, are they like, say, the brick blocks from the Mario levels where you just attack them and they break? They have the different materials. We saw wood ones, we saw dirt and stone. Do they take longer to break than they do in Minecraft? Because that actually might be difficult.
And I could see that being turned against Steve as well, like such as with Pac-Man's Hydrant, where Pac-Man's Hydrant takes a certain amount of damage and it can fly back toward Pac-Man. So I could see you could be able to maybe set Steve up for some hits if you know exactly how much damage you're doing to the various kinds of blocks.
Yeah,
he's using.
And looking at the trailer, we do see one part where they're 6 blocks wide. It seems so. It looks like maybe 6 could be the cap, but
it's very interesting how Sakurai was saying he had to rework every stage to allow for the blocks. Like, that's a lot of work.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's.
I'm guessing that's something we won't observe as players. I assume that's something in the back end. But yeah, I wonder like what they had to change in order to make Steve compatible.
So there's a quick segment where you see Steve mining on the ground, and you actually see like the shape of a brick on the ground of one of the, I think, battlefields start to break. Like it gets like the graphic like it does in Minecraft when you're breaking a block. So they probably had to make that function on each stage. Which
I just saw it on Spiral Mountain too.
Yep. So, yeah, I imagine that probably took quite a while to do, especially if you're in a section that doesn't fit a 1x1 brick.
Trish, do you think that could be a way to gain resources, so then you can put bricks down again if you use them up? Or
I would be very afraid of doing that just because of how that might affect the actual stage. Because you would end up actually breaking the stage. I hope it's just a visual graphic and not actually breaking the stage.
I mean, it could be just that, maybe the thing pops out of the stage, but it remains there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I would be shocked if there's, real-time modification of every stage in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, though, to, gain bricks, you have to dig up bricks
I think,
first. Or
so say, in that case, so something they could pull then, kind of like how some characters have meters, so that would almost be like a, like an inventory, basically. So let's say that would be how many blocks he has. So you could pick up a bunch, he'll maybe cap it 10. And then you can put down 10, but you have to pick up more before you can place them down. Or reclaim the ones you've already placed.
And I do like, too, how, the crafting element seems to go even beyond, or, the idea of building kind of goes even beyond just, the spawning bricks. At one point we see the character put down, a TNT box, and you actually, and that's after you lay down, gunpowder or whatever, leading up to it, and then it creates a button, too, they have to activate to trip the fuse and then explode the TNT. It's a multi-step process, it seems. But I kind of love that, that they're going that far into incorporating, the ideas of Minecraft.
There's even a mine cart in one scene, so
that
could be more built into the stage.
There seem to be so many different elements to this character, and Andre, you and I noticed something kind of curious in the trailer where there seems to be a part where Steve or they're in an interior. Enderman is in an interior setting where Steve is sleeping. And so that makes me wonder, we've seen the Final Smash, and you don't see really that kind of interior view, specifically in his Final Smash. So that makes me wonder if maybe one of the forms of the Minecraft stage could be an interior stage, and maybe Steve sleeping in the bed is his sleeping animation. There just seems to be so much going on here.
Oh, you know what? There is a scene where we actually do see the characters entering a house. So I wonder if that's when, the camera will do the fade out to the, the fourth wall will disappear, and then we'll see Steve.
Maybe.
Like Tomodachi Life.
Oh, that could be. Yeah.
Real quick, what do we think of the final smash where the characters get knocked into the darkness?
It's pretty cool. I will say that it conceptually it feels a bit similar to Villager and Isabel's to me. So it's not really blowing me away, but I think in the context of Minecraft, of course, I mean it makes sense, and I guess it really is blowing the characters in the trailer away because it literally is blowing them up. So
that actually makes you curious how many characters can it hit? Is it one of those Final Smashes that can only hit one character, or since it kind of it starts off by launching them, can you hit 3 characters in one go and just send all of them into the cave?
Yeah, I think it's possible. I imagine so. I think if you're in its path, you're kind of doomed. We'll see though. Did any other moves stand out to you guys that you saw here? We saw the character beyond the using the minecart. We saw the recovery seemingly where they can fly, which I didn't even realize they could do in Minecraft. Maybe that was added later.
That's
same.
That is one that stood out to me because that's one of the most recent things as far as I know. Cool. It's this pair of wings that I don't think I've ever even gotten yet in Minecraft. It's an end game thing that you can get. I don't remember how long ago it was added, but I've never made the effort to actually go get and make them because they're rare. But I know there's a screenshot where it shows them flying with Pit and Dark Pit, and it actually makes you wonder if they'll pretty much function the same as that.
Well, the thing that really stands out to me, even more than the moveset, which of course, I think that would stand out to me more if I was a huge Minecraft fan, but the thing that really gets me is that I feel like I'm looking at a trailer for Mugen when I see Steve. And it's just, in his authentic art style, around all these, beautifully rendered characters in the rest of the roster. It feels like a weird clashing of styles, Mugen style, and it's just so interesting to me to see the way they did this, but I'm also glad they did. I'm glad they didn't try to render Steve in a modern context. If you're gonna have Minecraft in Smash, you gotta have Minecraft the way it looks.
Mm-hmm. You gotta be authentic.
I did see a lot of people in the chat saying it looks like a fan-made thing.
It's weird. It really does. Yeah,
I kind of agree with you. If you're representing Minecraft, they have to kind of look like they did in the games. But it does stand out a little bit in Smash. They look very distinct. We have these super low quality textures on this really blocky, Super FX chip looking character, and
he's an extension of Mr. Game & Watch, really. I mean, look at that fit into Smash Brothers.
That's true. Good point. Although it's not Game & Watch isn't running at the original, resolution of those screens. I guess is the difference.
I guess maybe the closest comparison would be some of Duck Hunt's moves, like Wild Gunman.
That's true.
Like that summons the actual sprite from the game. But But I will say my favorite part of the whole trailer, and I think you'll agree with me on this, Andre, is when Enderman is peering through the cardboard box at Snake.
I love that.
That is so creepy, and I love it.
It's so creepy.
That was really
good.
Great. That was really great.
Like, I feel like I would feel so violated as Snake. Like, I would feel like never as vulnerable as in that moment.
It's so creepy, but it's so clever. I love that. And that's just so Sakurai, too. He's so clever with these trailers.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's what's fun. It's fun to watch these trailers. And I was saying during the stream, like, they present it in a way that it feels like high budget, and obviously money went toward this. But you can also, like, I think part of the idea of, like, the whole dark environment, like, you have to render any of that. There's nothing to render there.
Yeah.
It's a blank room. So it's kind of genius in that respect, that they make it, like, feel, like, really high quality while still, like, keeping within, like, the clear budget they have for these trailers. So,
just use what works. I mean, it fits in with the theme, so...
It does, yeah. And speaking of the theme, like the stage, we touched on it a little bit earlier, but it seems like it'll have like multiple versions that I assume will. I mean, do you think they'll change in real time, or is that like a random selection?
I don't think it'll change in real time outside of day and night cycles, because we did see that it had that. But I think otherwise it'll pick a biome and build the stage right when you select it. But it won't build it like Mario Maker's does. It'll load in and it'll be a different look each time.
That's cool. I love that about the Super Mario Maker stage already. Like, that's one of my favorite stages to play, and that's one of the reasons why, is that you get multiple versions. You don't really ever know what you're going to get. So the fact that we're getting another stage that at least borrows that mechanic in its own way, I think that's really cool. Trish, do you have any idea what this stage is going to be called? Do you think it's just going to be called Minecraft, or?
I could definitely actually seeing it being called Minecraft, because, I mean, they could call it, like, Minecraft Biomes or something, but there's no real specific location that they could call it, since it's constantly changing.
What I thought.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
As long as nobody can, like, arrange blocks and say Jon Snow is dead or anything like that, I'm fine with it.
Oh, God. Yes, exactly.
No Miiverse.
Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, R.I.P. Miiverse stage. I miss it so much.
What I love, too, is, like, it's not just the stage itself that changes, or the platform. It's, like, the entire design of the background and everything, the entire theme. And it's actually kind of, like, beautiful in its own Minecraft way, Like, you see these, blocky vistas that look pretty good. And, it's a complete overhaul for each one, I think, which adds to the idea that these are pre-selections, probably not being built in real time. Though I do wonder if, I don't know if we saw any of this in the trailer, is the Minecraft stage, like, interactive at all? Like, are you able to destroy parts of it, or?
I didn't notice any being able to interact with the stage at all, but I did notice there's times where it looks like there's, like, actual obstacles as part of the stage itself.
Well, I hope there's a channel around that does in-depth analysis that can maybe take a look at that later.
Right.
Maybe. If only.
One thing I think the Minecraft stage is going to be great for are like the same kind of laughs that I personally get from the Animal Crossing stages when the cafe theme plays, because I don't know anything about Minecraft music, but what we heard in the trailer is very chill, very relaxing, very zen, and then of course, but you're still playing a fighting game, right? So that juxtaposition is going to be really funny, I think, and that's actually something I'm looking forward to. Obviously, anybody who follows Game Explained knows I love video game music, but I don't know anything about Minecraft music. So the first thing I do when a new DLC character comes out is I go to the My Music and like check out all the music. And for like Terry, I didn't know a lot of that music because I hadn't played a lot of Fatal Fury. And same thing with Minecraft. I'm excited to go through and discover all this new music.
Yeah. I mean, it's always a fun part of it, right? Like, what kind of remixes are we going to get here? And the trailer music was amazing. I'd never heard that before. Is it from the game?
I think it was, like, a really, as weird as it sounds to say for Minecraft, it was an intense remix of, like, I think the title screen. Because the title screen is so, like, serene and calming, and, like, you could put it to a field. And this was much more, like, upbeat and, like, kind of exciting. So I do think they'll do some things like that, so they'll remix the ambience, if that makes sense.
Sure.
I know Minecraft has a bunch of CDs that you can collect and play if you build the CD player, or records. And they've added a few songs over time, and I think there's a few iconic ones. I could not name any offhand, I don't really use it or know it, but I imagine they'll probably include some of those.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
Well, any other thoughts so far about Minecraft Steve that we haven't touched on yet? or Alex as well, who is part of it.
Well, actually, you brought up something there. I think it's really cool that they went all in for the Minecraft fans, and we're getting another hero type situation with Zombie, Alex, and Enderman. Like, that's really cool.
Right.
The short Enderman's kind of cursed, though, to be honest. Those things are normally, like, 2 or 3 player heights tall, so having them condensed down to 1 height is kind of terrifying,
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that's cool to see, then. I'm so glad we have you on this discussion, Trish, because you're providing so much context that the other 3 of us wouldn't really be aware of as people who don't play Minecraft, so this is great.
I'm surprised that the more in-depth presentation is only 2 days after. That they had this, and then it's basically more of a teaser for what's to come.
Why not just do both, right? Like, why not all at once, rather?
And what makes me even more curious about it is when this will even release.
I'm assuming soon, but how soon is the real question.
Right.
Could we see a shadow drop? Will it be like within a week? What do you guys think?
I just wonder if it's ready and they were waiting because of the TGS sort of Hyrule Warriors, the Pokemon announcement, and they kind of pushed it back instead of spreading it out further.
I mean, I think the weird thing to me is if they do shadow drop it, wouldn't that be the first ever character released on a Saturday or on a weekend? Like, that's the weird part to me.
Isn't this the first ever Sakurai Presents on the weekend?
That's true, and that too.
We're
the whole
already
thing is
I think so, yeah.
So maybe. That would be really cool to have a character drop on a weekend, I think. But for some reason, I have a feeling it won't be. I have a feeling it's not going to be dropped on Saturday. Maybe later this month, maybe November. I just kind of get the feeling it's not going to be on Saturday, though.
You think it's that far out? You think they're going to have 2 presentations?
No, probably later this month. Maybe mid-October. Or maybe even a week from now.
Yeah, I would say I could see it releasing this time next week. Especially if they're going all out to have both presentations. I think the longest we waited between the actual, like, big Sakurai presentation and a release was, I want to say Byleth, which was about 2 weeks.
Right.
And then Min Min was about 1 week.
Wasn't Terry like a month? Because we got that tease of Terry saying he's in development, we're not ready to show him yet, but we knew he was coming.
Well, yeah, then, but the big presentation, though, is what
But the presentation, that's true.
Yeah, the 45-minute thing.
Right, yeah, the whole history of SNK.
that was so good.
Well, I guess real quick, when are we expecting the next character? Any thoughts on when we'll get the next Sakurai Presents after this weekend?
I'm thinking it's either, like, if the pandemic hadn't happened, I really do believe we would have gotten the next fighter by the end of the year. I think we would have gotten character past 8 by the end of the year. But with it already being October, I don't know if we're going to get another character this year. If we do, it'll be very late in December, I think. And otherwise, I do think it's going to be very soon after the turn of the year, like sometime in January, like Byleth was this year.
Yeah, I'm personally thinking end of January, early February.
Yeah,
I think
that sounds
the next
right
one
to me. Yeah.
Like, it's going to depend on December. I don't think they can just rush out a Smash character. So if you got a empty spot in your schedule in January or February, early February, if that was the case, show it off then.
That would make sense. Right. Well, everyone, any final thoughts on Minecraft Steve before we wrap it up here? Anything else you want to get out? Summary or final points we didn't mention yet?
I hope the eating animation is a taunt and not a heal.
Yeah.
I guess I would just say that, I'm really happy for the Minecraft fans. This is something they've been waiting for quite a while, and I mean, clearly Steve broke Twitter. This is very, we could even tell from our stream chat that this was an incredibly divisive announcement, and I get that it's not for everybody, but objectively, Minecraft does deserve to be here as the best-selling video game of all time. You can't refute that. So, yeah, I mean, it may not be for everyone, but I think it's really cool that it happened. And Steve fans, you made it. So,
yeah,
good for you.
I'm gonna say, like, a lot of the Microsoft partnership stuff with Nintendo, or just how them working together, kind of started off Minecraft, because Microsoft was like a big third-party developer on Nintendo because of it. So it might have helped build their relationship.
Oh, you mentioned this too, Tom, how it's easy to not think of Minecraft as an indie game because of how massively successful it is. But it did start off that way. So in a way, Steve is actually our first indie rep in Smash as well.
Yeah, that is true.
That's pretty fun. I mean, yeah, like I said before, even though I'm not personally excited for Steve as a character, I am excited for how they'll play, and I'm excited for everyone that is excited for Steve, because Steve, Minecraft is huge. Like, it's one of the biggest games, if not, like, well, at one point the biggest game. So I think, it absolutely earns its inclusion, or their inclusion. And I can't wait myself to see how they play. And I'm hoping it won't be too long, but we don't know for sure. But I'm assuming we're going to find out this Saturday. I'm guessing that's partially what's going to be.
Yeah.
All right, well, everyone, I think that's our overall thoughts on Steve coming to Smash Bros. Ultimate. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this discussion, click that subscribe button and ring that bell. That way stay up to date on all of our streams or discussions, including one coming up on Saturday. I'm sure both the stream and the discussion. Plus, probably an analysis video at some point, maybe shortly after this video. Who knows? We'll see. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you later. Bye, everyone.